2002, the year we would receive some of the most beloved and now highly sought after toy lines. We would get Fox Kids reimagining of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and now Disney's second biggest mascot after the mouse himself, Stitch. The world would meet the blue lovable alien on October the 4th, 2002, and with a promotional campaign that you couldn't escape, came a shadow. Not on Stitch, but now on a Disney underdog, Treasure Planet. Fairy Non-Bio, known for being a laundry detergent brand here in the UK, began business in 1898. 104 years later, that same company would join forces with Disney to give us some of the best mail-away figures the world has ever seen. And here they are in hand, the Treasure Planet mail-away figures from Fairy Non-Bio. As you can see, the set includes Ben, John Silver, Jim Hawkins and Captain Amelia. My initial thoughts on this set is that they're fantastic. I think the scale between all four characters is spot on. The paint application is great, where in some areas it is a bit lackluster, but we will get into that now. First up, we have Jim Hawkins, the hero of our film. Jim is sporting his black jacket, his light green shirt, his dark green pants and his grey boots. Now when it comes to the paint, it's pretty good overall. His jacket has two tones. He's got a nice light grey and a dark grey. With the hair, he has two tones as well, with a bit of shading as well to highlight the whips. And also his ponytail and the band are also painted. Now I don't believe in the film it's actually blue, but due to the printing of the eyes, I think they were trying to save on some paint. And the same goes for his earring. It's just a skin tone. Now with the eyes being printed, it does give it some uncanny valley-like looks, but we can get past that. I think, overall it's a very good likeness. I mean, the shirt is spot on with the colours. He even has a painted belt buckle. His pants are very similar to the ones he wears in the film, and even with his boots, they're two-toned with even the buckles painted as well, which is pretty remarkable for a mail-away figure of this era. When it comes to articulation, he doesn't have much, and you can only get him in a few poses, but overall he is very, very good. His head is on a swivel. Now you can't get much out of it, but just enough. He does have a swivel at the shoulders on both arms. He has no hip swivel, but he does have a swivel at the top of the thighs. Now, you can only really stand him in one pose overall to get him to stand straight. So, really, what you're going to get out of this is more like an articulated statue. For a Jim figure, it is very, very good. This figure measures just over 6 inches tall, and for comparison, we have the Hasbro Jim from the Solar Surfing set. He is only 4 inches tall, meaning this is the largest Jim Hawkins figure that we ever got. Now, here we have John Silver, everybody's favourite cyborg. For me, I think this is the best figure in the set. I think it includes the best paint applications, the best sculpt, and for what you're paying, this is a big chunk of plastic. It's remarkable that this was even a mail-away figure and only £3. Now, John is also the only figure in the set to come with an accessory, his sword. Now, what I see most people online doing is trying to put it in this hand, when in actual fact, it goes here. If he was to pull out his hand, like so, you'll see that there's a little plug there and a notch for the sword to plug into. It is a bit stiff, and of course with age, but, it does very well. Now here he is with the sword in hand. I think this is incredible for a mail-away, truly. Now, John is a figure that's quite hard to get balance from time to time, especially as he has his peg leg. But with the articulation, it's very similar to Jim's. You have swivels at the top of the thighs, and you always want to make sure that they're lined up correctly, otherwise you will not get him to stand. What I have found is the paint that lines up allows him to fall over quite easily, so you're going to have to turn it slightly. So it's a bit out of place to be able to get him to stand correctly. He also has swivels at the shoulders. It does also include a swivel at the wrist. It also is ball jointed at the top. which none of the other figures include. Here it's sculpted on the elbow, so it's always in place, and again, not much swivel at the head. Overall, I think this is incredible, considering we never got the large John Silver that was made by Hasbro, and only the prototype shown at Toy Fair. This is the best John Silver that we could possibly get. John measures just under 8 inches tall. Compare that to one of the Hasbro figures. That's 5 inches tall. It's quite impressive. Both the figures have a very good likeness to the film, but overall I do think the Fairy Non-Bio figure is the best out of the set. Now here we have Captain Amelia. I think she's the second best in the set. The only problem I find with her is getting her to stand. Due to her stature and the way she is built, she's top heavy, and she has no peg holes on the bottom to allow for a stand, but the paint application on her is incredible. She has her ginger hair, even her little trademark mole, painted lips, nose, the eyes, the eyebrows, and even the blush on the top. Even the tips of her ears are painted. The back is pretty bland, but then again, in the film, it is depicted this way. You do have all the painted trims. Even her collar is a nice grey, her pants are nice grey, her boots, the right shade of grey, and of course her blue jacket and hat. Articulation wise, her head is on a swivel, her shoulders are on a swivel, no swivel at the wrists, and again, top of the thighs. But due to her jacket, it does stop it and hinder it quite a bit. With both feet flat on the ground, she measures just under 7.5 inches tall. Next up we have Ben. For me, I think he is my least favourite from this line. I don't think he really adds much, nor is there anything about him that's truly interesting. He has a printed navigator emblem on the front. He does have his exposed brain on the back, unpainted, and the same for his backpack. With the sculpt and having his mouth shut like this, and the weird bit of paint that goes around, it's not effective. It really isn't. He has no articulation at the shoulders, nor the hands. It does swivel. He does have a swivel at the hips, but you can only have him standing in one pose. Now with this pose and this facial expression, it really doesn't add much to the character. His head is also on a swivel, but at the base of his neck. The one very cool thing about Ben, and a special feature, is that his eyes do glow in the dark. Now, due to his age, I do feel like the glow isn't there and isn't as strong as it used to be. And the last piece we have to look at from this line is, of course, the plush morph. Now, he is the only one that doesn't fit in scale with the rest of the figures, but of course, he's a plushie. You know, he was made for kids to be able to cuddle. Now, overall, I think he is the best plushie we ever got. We've got a few from McDonald's, and of course, we've got the one from the Disney store that I think is horrendous looking. Of course, being a plushie, he has no articulation, but what he lacks in articulation, he does make up for in his voice box. As you can see, he has quite a few different phrases. Overall, I think he is fantastic and a good addition to this toy line. And there we have it, guys, a look at the Fairy Non-Bio Mail Away Treasure Planet figures. 5 pieces in the set. Please let me know your favourite in the comments, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be having more obscure Treasure Planet videos coming out very, very soon.